Together with Earle Sports Bets, yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim, and today baseball, and then we have WNBA at the end as well.
I forgot about WNBA.
Okay, cool. So we have a full baseball slate to go over, and then we got, we'll take a look back at what happened yesterday. One went right, one went wrong in the world of sports betting. For me, it was a break-even day. I went 3-4 in baseball and 1-0 in football. The under 7.5 was a winner between Minnesota and Cleveland. So that game finished 4-3. The Braves get blown out. I'm fine losing a unit over the Braves getting blown out. It's always fun to watch Atlanta lose a game. Philly and Milwaukee. That was a sweaty under 2, under 8.5. Game finishes 6-2. So winner there. Not a sweaty under. The Pittsburgh St. Louis first 5 under 4 was a winner there. And then I ended off my night with 3 losses in baseball. The over 11 Arizona, Colorado didn't come anywhere close. Neither did Chicago, LA under. 2 of the worst teams in baseball. Put up hitting teams in baseball. Put up 12 runs yesterday. Fun times. And then the Astros lose the first 5-0 there to end that. And NFL, I took the Atlanta Falcons +6. Never in doubt there. Legacy drive for Kirk Cousins. So people, all of Twitter, keep telling me how Kirk Cousins can't win on prime time.
I just hear a bunch of stuff that it was rigged.
Oh yeah, that's the new thing these days. Is if you lose an NFL bet, just call it rigged or fixed. Which, if it's for people who think the NFL is rigged or fixed, the NFL should be the easiest sport to bet then. Just bet the rig side. Bet the fixed side. I mean, if it's fixed, you know how it's fixed. Just bet the fixed side. Simple enough, right? Okay. But yeah, about break-even day. I finished down a quarter unit.
Yeah, the site wasn't that great, which for some reason the site likes marking pushes as losses now. I went 0-2. The site says I went 0-3 in soccer, but I went 0-2-1 because I had Lazio -1. They won 2-1. That should be a push. It was not, for whatever reason. I don't understand.
So you need to talk to them about getting that marked a push and not a loss.
Whatever. Falcons was a winner. The over in the Arizona game was a loser on the site. I personally had Colorado. I really liked Colorado in that game. They walked it off. That helped out the Mets. Thank you, Colorado Rockies, for winning against the Diamondbacks. The Astros couldn't help us out, though. They lost, was it 2-1? 3-1. So, big negative day on the site, 1-5. Bounce back today. We'll see.
We didn't have Atlanta on the site?
We had the Falcons.
Okay, that was the one winner. Okay, sorry.
That was the one winner.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Head over to the chat, and then we'll get into some baseball.
Hello, boys. Miss 446? Not really. Because I'm reading line movements. I was wrong yesterday. Just because I had one bad day does not mean I need to stop betting it. Can you please stop with that? We are ready to hear Nick gloat about the Cousins. Okay. Yeah, because we want to play. I mean, that was the only play we won. We're not going to go too much about it. Falcons money line. The last drive was crazy.
He looked good. I mean,
he ate up a cover.
Prevent defense.
Cousins can't win on prime time. Eagles choked. If Barkley doesn't drop that ball, he can't. He won't get killed again. Well, you could take Barkley out of the Giants, but you can't take the Giants out of Barkley. So that's why we pay Kirk millions. You like that? Do you like that?
You like that?
Let's go ahead and jump into today's card, Nick.
Yeah, we'll switch to the baseball background. We get a fun one here to start it off. We get the Baltimore Orioles and the San Francisco Giants. The Giants minus 115 road favorites in this game. Total 7.5. Line open up at a 110. It's now a 114 for the San Francisco Giants. The line moving towards them here in this one. Line open up at an 8. It's down to a 7.5. So move towards the Giants and a move towards the under in this game here. We have 47% of the tickets, 63% of the cash on the Orioles. The line's moving the opposite way there. And then we have 74% of tickets, 73% of the cash on the over in this game. The line moving towards the under. Both these teams offensively have struggled as of late. But let's get into the pitchers. Blake Snell, 2.35 ERA, 1.26 whip, 12.91 strikeouts per 9, which is 34%, 3.05 walks per 9, a 3.08 BABIP, a 2 FIP, and a 3.62 SIERA. On the flip side, Albert Suarez, 3.41 ERA, 1.28 whip, 7.14 strikeouts per 9, which is 19%. 1.86 walks per 9, a 3.02 BABIP, a 4.45 FIP, and a 4.28 SIERA. The bullpen edge in this one goes to the Orioles. The hitting edge goes towards the Giants, 88 WRC plus, which is 24th, compared to 79, which is 19th. Now, my original cap, when I looked, because what I like to do is I like to set up my spreadsheet, and I kind of like to look to see, okay, what does my spreadsheet suggest will happen in this game? All right, my spreadsheet says that that Blake Snell takes care of this Baltimore Orioles offense. So that's the side of the equation I cap. And then I use the market to try to put the pieces together for this. So if my cap is Blake Snell pitches well in this game, what I'm asking the market is, will Albert Suarez pitch well in this game? And they're suggesting, yeah. With 74% tickets, 73% cash on the over, the line moving down to the 7.5. Tells me that he pitches fine. I would like to take a look at what the first 5 line movement's been, because both these bullpens, they're okay, but they're not like bullpens I'm jumping out of my seat to back a full game under with. And I need to get up RotoWire bullpen usage, because I've noticed using that's been really helpful as of late to see who's available in the bullpen, which is why I took the full game under instead of the first 5 under with Minnesota Cleveland yesterday, because I saw Duran and Jax were available. And now, granted, Thebar gave up a home run there, and is really the site I use for live odds not working right now. Oh, this is good. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and go to the bullpen usages for these two teams. The Orioles, it's loading real quick. There we go. Their bullpen's fresh. They had yesterday off. Soto threw 18 on Sunday. Aiken threw 18 on Sunday. Webb threw 14 on Sunday. Their bullpen is fresh and ready to go for this game. On the flip side, the San Francisco Giants bullpen, everybody had off yesterday. Duvall threw 19 on Sunday. Walker threw 19 on Sunday. Bivens threw 13. Rogers threw 12, and the other Rogers threw 10. For me, I mean, these bullpens are fresh and ready to go, which tells me that I think I can trust a full game under in this spot, because neither of these offenses particularly scare me. I look for Blake Snell to pitch well. And this first 5 has moved towards the under here as well. So, okay, so they're suggesting that the starting pitchers get off to a good start and the bullpens follow suit there. Or it tells me maybe Suarez goes out there and throws me six innings of 1-run baseball or something along those lines, as well as Blake Snell doing the same. I'm going to take the under in this game. That's where I'm going to get my day started, is with the under in this spot, which is 7.5 minus 115.
Yeah, I'm not going to dive too much into this one, because I know I take the same play every day, and I know I annoy some people if I actually break this game down, because I bet the same thing every day. I'm on the Orioles. We don't have many games left with it. The Orioles have they have 12 games left, including today. So I bet on them 150 games in a row. Not going to stop with 12 to go. Orioles for me.
Yeah, and it's kind of a weird day, Tim, because I am not going to be fading the Dodgers or the Marlins, and they're both playing today.
I'll be doing the Marlin fade.
I will be doing nothing. The only way I'm betting that series is if the Dodgers are minus 300 favorites.
Have fun.
Yep.
Are you able to head to the chat? Because I remember I have to update the Oriole thing because the last time I did that was September 10th. A week ago was the last time I updated it.
Oh boy, okay.
Well, with my new work schedule and everything, I get crazy. So,
saying Markel, stop it, stop this. What is good, Lex Steele? Baltimore money line. So no Orioles, bro. Robert got the right idea. Yeah, you're all good, Markel. Orioles can't hit Snell. Under is the play. I 100% agree. 100% agree. If the O's do not win this series, just go home. Show some guts and go beat Snell. Snell is one of the better pitchers in baseball. So, fade the Giants as favorites. Back them as dogs. There you go. Gunnar Henderson, 7-1 home run. There you go. Blake Snell over ERA over 2.5. Snell walks are 2.5 for this game. Snell gets defeated. I think if he walks a couple guys, I don't think he gives up more than 2 earned runs in this game. Blake Snell. I think this is a 3-2 type of baseball game. I don't know what happened, but I don't trust the O's anymore. I don't either. And they feel like a team that I would like to fade in the playoffs. Just because I don't trust their pitching and I don't trust their rotation. I don't trust their bullpen, and their offense is kind of falling off. If I had to guess, I bet the O's lose. They are gutless. Sorry, Tim. Team has choked the division away. That should have been a competitive race for the entire year.
They didn't choke the division away. The Yankees have been one of the best teams in baseball. It's not choking the division away. It's been a competitive division all year long. So no, they did not choke it away. Although I know that you'll try to push it as you can. That's 446, right? Yeah, okay. I was on a different tab, so I already guessed it was 446 making that type of comment. No, they did not blow the division. The Yankees played better down the stretch. That's all it was.
Yep. Cows are still a G. There you go. Snell in open field, winds 13 mile an hour sideways, almost looking for liking a Yerfie and over 3.5 runs first 5. I would disagree with that. And my numbers disagree with it. The market disagrees with it. For me, I actually really like this under. And that was one of the things that kind of popped up on this card for me was the under. Blake Snell over 7.5 Ks. I could see that. Plus, also, one thing that I was looking at the other day that kind of caught me by surprise is how well Suarez has pitched this year. Like, he's coming here after not pitching in the league for a while, and he's looked good.
He has.
Like, I have no complaint. If you're the
Orioles, you've gotten a good deal out of him.
Yeah,
sure.
he's looked good this year. And I'm trying to get his numbers up because I feel like he's been like he's one of those guys where his outs is 16. Wow, 16.5. That's it. Huh. Okay, they've been bouncing between 15.5 and 16.5. But he's a guy that consistently goes out there and gives you 6 innings. 6, he gave up 4. He went 4 1/3, but then 7, 5 2/3, 6, 6 2/3. Like, he's somebody who's going out there and consistently giving you 6 innings. So there you go, my guys. What is good, Nathan Cerna? Don't update that O's fade. It will not be pretty. Transparency is key. ESB, I'm on a 10-teamer payout, $400. There you go. What could go wrong? You go 9-1. Tough game. First 5 under. I can argue a first 5 under here as well. This is barely every good team has streaks of losses, even the most profitable teams. Yep. Who cares who wins the division? Just get into the playoffs, and it is what matters.
Yeah,
and we
winning
mentioned
the division and getting the bye has worked out great for every single team, right?
It's worked out good for the Astros.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Any team that gets a bye doesn't do well in the playoffs. Although the Yankees beat Cleveland.
Yeah, but that was Cleveland. Like, so
most of the time, the teams that got a bye don't do anything in the playoffs.
No,
so I prefer because if the Orioles sit and they don't play for a couple days, that's gonna probably kill a little bit of momentum. So I'm actually okay with them not.
And I know that some people make the argument that what do you call it? Like, you want to set up your rotation the right way, whatever. if you're playing in the wild card series. Honestly, is it weird to think that it could set up better if you play in the wild card series? Because yeah, you may lose game 1 because you have their ace going up against your 3 or 4, but then all of a sudden you got your ace going against their 2, your 2 going against their 3, your 3 going against their 4, and all of a sudden you get the edge the rest of the series. And I think that's where it's playing out. Plus, sitting for a week at this point in the season is probably not a good idea, or probably not advantageous. If you win the division, you avoid an extra series. Who cares? I mean, ask the Dodgers how they like their buys. Ask the Atlanta Braves how they like their buys the last few years.
For real.
Like, at least in the National League, it means nothing. Because the teams that made the World Series were extended wildcard teams.
Yep.
I took under 9.5 minus 228. Dude. Stop with the minus 228s. No. Parma getting a red card. Guessing that's soccer.
Yeah.
The draw would have hit. There you go. Nathan with a 10-team teaser. What can go wrong? There you go. Not a teaser, straight up, my guy. There you go. Rest versus Rust, exactly. Giants at under 9.5 is a teaser. No, it's just an extended line, or it's an alt line. Try to play it safer. Move on. We have the Cincinnati Reds taking on the Atlanta Braves. The Braves are minus 130 road favorites with a total of 9 in this game. Let's get into the line history here. Interesting matchup because it's Brandon Williamson versus Grant Holmes. This line opened up at a minus 110. It's all the way up to a 133 for Atlanta, so a big move towards them. Line opened up at a 9 minus 110. It's still a 9 at minus 110. Let's take a look at the cash flow, where we have 63% tickets, 63% of the cash on the Braves. The line is moving towards them. Then we have 72% of tickets, 66% of the cash is on the over. The line's not moving. There. Grant Holmes and Brandon Williamson, this matchup. I'm trying to see something real quick with this because I feel like we haven't seen much from these pitchers as of late. Grant Holmes, when was the last time we saw Grant Holmes? Because I have his numbers here, but last time we saw Grant Holmes was on September the 14th. Okay, so it's going to be a bullpen game for the Atlanta Braves. So bullpen game for the Atlanta Braves. On the flip side, Brandon Williamson coming back from injury, I believe a start or two ago. So he hasn't played much this year. I want to take a look at what he's done as of late. He's pitched, I think, 3 times. He's pitched 3 times. Wow. He went 3 1/3 against the Brewers, my bad. 4 2/3 against the Mets, 5 innings against the Cardinals. He's given up 1 earned run in all 3 starts. So he's looked pretty good. And they're slowly stretching him out a little bit. He threw 82 pitches in his last start, where he was able to get through 5 innings. So really a bullpen game versus Brandon Williamson getting kind of extended here. The bullpen edge is a very significant one towards the Braves. The hitting edge there is none. Both of them are 98 WRC plus the last 30 days. Braves against lefties and the Reds against righties, which I don't know how much you can read into the Reds against righties because, well, I mean, it's going to be a bullpen game. So for the Braves here, I want to take a look at what the first 5 has done. It's moved 15 cents in the Braves' direction. If the market was telling me a little bit different, I'd be interested in the Reds' first 5. But this is ultimately going to be a stay-off spot for me. I will sit back and root against the Braves. And that's it. That's all I'll do.
I took Cincy. After a series against the Dodgers at home, then they had to travel. And that game ended, what was it, a 7 o'clock game last night? So they got to Cincinnati at what? Midnight, 1 a.m.?
That's a good point.
So I think it's kind of a bad scheduling spot for the Braves after having, I think, what was an extended homestand. Oh, no. Well, kind of. Because starting on September 3rd, they had 3 at home versus Colorado, at home versus Toronto, 1 against Cincinnati at home, then went to Washington for 2, then back home against the Dodgers. So this is kind of like their first road game in a while, since pretty much when they went to Philly for 4. And let's see, they go to Cincinnati, to Miami, then home against the Mets, and home against Kansas City. So that's how they're going to end the year. I just think it's a bad spot for the Braves. I did take the Cincinnati Reds. I feel like Cincinnati's one of those teams that, yes, I believe they're mathematically eliminated. If not, they're about to be. They're basically eliminated from the wild card. The division already. I'm pretty sure they're pretty close to being eliminated for the wild card. So they don't really have much to play for, but maybe build to next year. This is a very young team, some really young players that I think Cincinnati could be a team that you could want to back down the stretch because they're a young team.
Yeah.
And they don't care that they've already been eliminated. So I'm going to take Cincinnati in this spot. Just kind of a bad spot for the Braves.
Also, you got players playing for like contracts and stuff like that, and for the future here, and trying to get back from injury. I mean, you have Brennan Williamson, who just came back off of injury. You want to see him pitch well heading into 2025. You definitely still want to see what you have of Louder because he's been really good. And I was listening to a podcast this morning. They were talking about player options and club options. One player that's under a player option this year that absolutely is going to opt out, that he's playing for more money. It's my boy, Nick Martinez. Which, by the way, Nick Martinez absolutely shoved in his last start. He went 6 innings, 1 earned run, 3 hits, 6 strikeouts against the Minnesota Twins. So my boy Nick Martinez has looked awesome. He's going to get a club option, New York Mets. If you let Severino go or if you let Manaea go, please give Nick Martinez a call. I want to see him in orange and blue. That's beyond the point. But yeah, if you're the Reds, you want to see how some of these players are going to do heading into 2025. And you can argue that with the Washington Nationals. You can argue that with a few other spots. But yeah, the Reds are definitely one of those teams.
Yeah. Wow, a lot of chat. Let's get it today. Reds plus 122. Who wants to play baseball in Cincinnati, right? 446? I don't. Did I know something with this?
I have no idea.
Hey, right? Braves bounce back versus Reds being rested and ready. Tough call. I don't think it's a bounce back spot.
I mean, the Braves just got their doors beat down yesterday.
Yeah, but it's against the Dodgers. Missed Dial's O's breakdown. Any leagues besides O's every single day.
Under.
Nick's on the under. Nick picked the under, and I agree. Braves minus 115 was last available on MGM this morning. I'm always worried on lines when MGM has the best available. It's up to 140, so
yeah, I'm not betting the Reds here.
Okay. Braves will play down to the level of their competition. I hope so. Something tells me the Reds win this game. Can't trust the Braves lineup on the road after getting hammered by the Dodgers. 446, I will tell you. Actually, no. I'll mention it on your next comment because I saw another one of your comments. 1-800-GAMBLER. I do not believe this is a 1-800-GAMBLER game. And it's only because the Braves are still in the playoff picture. Braves after a ass whooping. Yes, but I understand that angle. I would have taken it more if they were at home again. But they had to travel. So, after that embarrassing showing versus Dodgers, I'm expecting a big showing from the Braves. And it could very well be a big showing from the Braves.
That's the markets are kind of pointing towards is the Braves bounce back more than the Reds win this game.
Fair. Ellie De La Cruz over half a stolen base. He's been fantastic. I hope the Atlanta Braves and the Mets are tied when they play the series. I don't. And here's the comment I'm going to reference. It's the Mets' wild card to lose unless they choke. Braves can't hit. If the Braves make the playoffs, in my opinion, it's because the Diamondbacks choked. The Diamondbacks have a lot tougher schedule than the Braves do, and I can honestly see those two teams switching spots. In my opinion, but
also this was a bridge year for the Mets.
Yeah, I mean the Mets were never supposed to even come close, but that's not the point. The entire season is going to come down to September 24th, 25th, 26th in Atlanta.
That's terrifying.
That is all it's going to be. So 4-4-6, it's the Mets. You can't say it's the Mets wild card to lose because it's never.
They were never supposed to be in it to begin with.
They were never supposed to be there to begin with. Ozuna hasn't had an RBI in 17 games. Shocking, and that was your MVP for a while. This is far from a 100 gambler game.
Yep.
Lots of angles and motivation. This is a game fun to cap. Yeah, exactly. Diamondbacks bounce. First 3 innings money line. I can see that. Let's head to the next game, Nick.
Yeah. By the way, you want a little bit of hockey news here?
Yeah, I saw Peyton Krebs.
He just signed an extension, 2 years, $1.45 million per year. So
Good.
Peyton Krebs, 2 years more in Buffalo. There. We'll move on. 2 teams that I have bet against every game this season, except for the times they've played against each other. We have the Dodgers and the Marlins. We have what a matchup. We have McCacken versus Miller here in this one. Line opened up with the Dodgers as minus 188 favorites. It's now minus 197. Line opened up at a 9.5 minus 105. It's now a 9.5 minus 103. So a 3-cent line movement towards this under here as well, which is interesting. 73% of tickets, 72% of the cash is on the over in this game here. 85% of tickets, 79% of cash on the Dodgers. The line moving towards these Dodgers. Bobby Miller has been terrible. I have no interest in backing him whatsoever. 8.28 ERA, 1.52 whip, 8.28 strikeouts per nine, which is 21%, 3.96 walks per nine, a 262 BABIP, but an 809 FIP, and a 4.66 ERA. On the other side, do I want Darren McCacken? No. 5.27 ERA, 1.46 whip, 4.61 strikeouts per nine, which is 11%, 1.98 walks per nine, a 333 BABIP, a 4.42 FIP, and a 5.38 SIERA. The bullpen edge actually goes towards Miami at the moment, and the hitting edge goes towards LA. 119 WRC plus, which is 6th, compared to 117, which is 7th. If this market was showing some respect towards the over, I'd be more interested in the over in this game. It moving 2 cents towards the under with the money on the over definitely is going to keep me off of it, but I can only look over or nothing in this game between Miller and McCacken because I don't trust either of these pitchers, and these offenses are hitting pretty well at the moment. So it's a no play for me. These are 2 teams I am only looking to bet against. I am not looking to bet on unless it's a minus 300 fade. So it's a passer.
I will say I don't do the Dodger fade everything every single day, so that doesn't really matter to me. We do the Marlins fade every single day, so I did take the Dodgers here on the run line. I actually got minus 2 on them, and I'm gonna seeing that you're not touching either side.
Mm-mm.
All right, the Marlins fade has been on the site every single day. That's not stopping. So Dodgers minus 2 is up on the site because 162 straight days with Marlins fade. That's one thing that we both agreed on at the beginning of the year. And I will say, I think the Marlins are going to be a decent team next year.
Yes.
I will take their win total over next year. I think they're going to be a possible wild card next year when they actually have their rotation. They don't have a rotation right now. They're going to have some young guys coming up next year that are going to be pretty exciting. But for right now, they're still going to be a fade team. Dodgers coming off, it got a little bit of momentum after beating the Braves the last 2 games of that series. I took the Dodgers minus 2 in this one.
Yeah, I mean you should be getting Sandy back. They should be getting the Lizard Man back. Yeah. They should be getting Yuri Perez back. Yeah. And they also got some decent prospects. I mean, in a couple of their trades, I mean, Adam Major, which was a nice prospect from San Diego. They got him. They got who's the other one? Who else did they get from San Diego? I'm drawing a blank on the guy's name.
They got a couple of nice pickups, so they're good. They're going to be good next year. So Marlins fans, there's a bright future for you in the next couple of years. Just not this year, obviously. They've been eliminated from the playoffs.
Robbie Snelling. Robbie Snelling was the other guy. Yeah.
Oh my God! Wolf of the day. Marlins run line first 5. Run line and money line first 5. Marlins first 3. Marlins money line. Marlins team total over 5.5. Connor Norby. You know I love my boy Norbs. Pirates in the Pirates. Jesus Sanchez and Otto Lopez. There you go. Do not tell me you expect nothing from the Mets if they choke away the wild card. That's BS. It's theirs to win. I'm sorry. The Mets are currently fighting with the team that was projected to be the top team in the MLB. Or sorry, maybe the second best team in the MLB, the Braves. The fact that they're still fighting with them on September 17th, not even fighting, ahead of them right now, is incredibly sad to the Braves. I'm sorry, that was a team that's supposed to be projected the second most wins in the MLB, and they could possibly miss the playoffs altogether.
Well, to the Braves, though.
I don't care about injuries. That's great. They have a very, very deep lineup. They have a very deep pitching staff. A couple injuries. I know Spencer Strider went out. Acuna went out. They won
Riley
the World Series when Acuna was out in 2021.
Yeah, but they didn't have their Cy Young pitcher out.
They didn't even have a Cy Young pitcher.
Austin Riley's missed a ton of the year. Olson's had a down year. Albies has missed a lot of time.
Yeah, but then they have a possible Acuna goes down, and they possibly have an MVP candidate with Zuna, who's probably like third or fourth in the MVP voting, behind Ohtani, Lindor, and Elly De La Cruz. But
by the way, get your Elly De La Cruz MVP tickets for next year.
Yes, but no, we expected nothing from the Mets coming into this year. I expected nothing from the Mets.
I expected 500 baseball.
I expected 500. I expected 82 wins, maybe. You know what? I lost my win total. I had under 81.5 wins. They hit 82 yesterday. I lost my win total on them. I expected the Mets to be dog shit. I did not expect them to do what they did.
I think we were talking futures in the beginning of the year, and I gave out 4 different futures, which I think are going to go 4-0. I gave out the Mets over wins. I gave out the Padres over wins. I gave the Dodgers under, and I gave the Marlins under.
There you go.
By the way, all the Dodgers under wins, it's all cashed. The best they can do is 101 and 61. It was 103.5. Get out of here with that.
But no, we didn't expect anything from the Mets this year. So the fact that they're still competitive, the fact that they're having a good year, the fact that it's a fun. I will say the Mets won 101 games in 2022. This team is way more fun to watch.
Oh yeah,
by far. So even if the Mets missed the playoffs, this was still a lot better of a year than we expected from them. So either way, this was supposed to be a bridge year. They were not supposed to be competitive, so I do not want to hear that 446. Hey, if anybody knows the Mets, it's not Mr. Numbers, who is a Yankee fan and just completely shits on the Mets every single day. It's the one that's watched the Mets every single day since I was 6 fucking years old. So, I know more about the Mets than you do. Okay? I do. So I don't want to hear the BS of, you didn't expect nothing from I didn't expect nothing from the Mets this year. So there you go. Anyways, no more. Well, next game will be the Mets game we'll talk about. So Marlins +3. Give me the fish.
It's the Twins and the Guardians.
Oh, well, that's going to be a fun game too. I'm excited to talk about that one. Nathan, why would you actually bet Miami? I'm taking Ohtani home run. I'm gonna be on the Dodgers. Nathan paying juice. I might just bet every Dodger to get a hit. Don't hate it. Because everyone is humping up on the Dodgers. Home games, their Super Bowl. I don't want to lose money, do you? That DK home run boost on Ohtani. There you go. Better than the loss. How did I not know Freeman was going to have a huge game yesterday after saying he was 3 for 20 playing against his former team? I know, right? I hear you. I was thinking all night and day which ridiculous fade team Nick would pick, and he passes. Wow, pick a team.
I would pick the Marlins if the Dodgers were -300. There's your answer. I don't want to bet on either of these teams.
Burger's kind of slowed down now. No motivation for Dodgers right now. That is not entirely
true. That is so false.
That is so far from the truth.
Because if the Dodgers would have lost last night, the Padres would have been a game and a half out.
Oh no, they're 3.5 games.
They're still 3.5. Yeah,
they're still 3.5 games back for the division.
Oh,
because the Dodgers won last year.
The Tigers were 2.5 out yesterday. That's who I was thinking of.
The Dodgers and the Padres are still fighting for the division. It's a 3.5 game spread, and not to mention they still play each other this year.
They do? I thought they were done playing against each other.
Nope. It's in LA, September 24, 25, 26. But look at the rest of the Dodger.
Oh, good God.
Marlins, Colorado, San Diego, Colorado. which Colorado always gives them fits. So we'll see.
3 of them in the last 3 games are in Coors Field.
But no, there's definitely motivation for the Dodgers. Miller might deal. Hope he does pitch well. There you go. Traveling to Miami. Berger home run might be good. Miller does give up sharp contact. By the way, traveling to Miami from Atlanta to Miami is what, 2 hours, 3 hours? Maybe an hour. Sorry, it's a plane ride. An hour plane ride, maybe. I'm not worried about that. Berger, I didn't mention that one. He's a weak link, but they're going against the Marlins. So.
He absolutely is a weak link. Maybe if my bet. Ready? If you want to know what I would bet in this game, I would take the Marlins team total over.
6-5 Dodgers. I hope not. I hope it's like 7-2 Dodgers. Everyone always caps road teams traveling to lose. In reality, road team traveling has a better record. You know what? If that's the case, then I'll take my loss. At the end of the day, most of the time, I'm getting plus money anyway. So did Nick stop the fish fade? No, he's just not betting on the Dodgers. Because I bet you 446. I bet if Nick went and said, I'm betting on the Dodgers, you would have went, oh, you're stopping the Dodger fade. And then vice versa. Nick goes, oh, I'm betting on the Marlins. Oh, you're stopping the Dodger fade. There was no winning with you. So he's not betting either of them. He goes, oh, you're stopping both fades? Nick, bet on both of them. Oh, you're stopping both of their fades.
Wait, ready? Here, okay, fine. Here are my official plays for this game.
Okay.
I'm going to take the Dodgers on the run line. I'm going to take the Marlins money line. I'm fading both teams, and they both can lose.
Can we see another over? We could. They were who they thought we were. I kind of want to take Ohani RBI. I don't hate that. I almost think Morel should be in the MVP conversation. Dude's unstoppable.
Rookie of the year, yes. MVP
not
no.
quite.
No.
Steal of the day, Wheeler minus 135. That's Phillies money line, not Wheeler to record a win. But if you're feeling froggy, really, Wheeler to record a win is plus 115. But I think he only records 2. Has only recorded 2 to 3 wins on away games. We'll talk about that game in a little bit.
Barely got that under yesterday.
Because we could possibly get our first division clinched today.
Ooh.
The Milwaukee Brewers' lucky number
is 1.
Is 2.
2. They need a win and a Cubby loss.
Yeah. So, I'm not reading that. I can get the Phillies minus 122 on Fanatics Boost. Don't hate it. Sam, make sure you say hi to Destiny from Mr. Numbers. She's a feisty girl. I like her. I'm taking a picture of that real quick. Hold on 1 second. There you go. Okay. She loves hearing that. She'll be in the channel a little bit. Dodgers run line. Dodgers minus 2.5. You're welcome. Now, Earle, we need that over in Dodgers fish.
I can see that. I just wish the market agreed with it.
Laughing. Austin Villa. It's Champions League today.
Who cares?
I'll have to look up that in a little bit. Those games start at 3. Dodgers win by 1 is plus 600. Please no. NCAA. Texas Tech minus 3 versus Arizona State.
I've gotten to the Thursday game. I've set up almost all my numbers for the weekend games. I'm going to be diving deep into those the next day or two.
Although I think that's very intriguing.
I've moved on. I've only moved on App State. I had 7.5, and that's it.
Hold on, I'm pulling up Arizona State. Arizona State as a dog after a big win versus Texas State on a primetime game, like a night game that a lot of people were watching. I kind of like that.
You saw what Texas Tech did in their last game, though, right?
They beat North Texas.
They took them behind the woodshed.
It's North Texas.
Yeah, but still
66-21, but that's North Texas. After it was a bounce back spot after they lost to Wazoo. So.
And here's the and I think I found a little bit of maybe something to ride the rest of the year potentially in college football. North Texas overs. They have the worst defense in all of college football.
I can tell that. Great look ahead spot. Looking forward to the Padres series. No, because they have the Rockies after this.
Yeah, I'm assuming the Rockies will be a minus 300 fade all 3 games of that series.
Now, I will say, Nick, I know we have a little bit of personal stuff behind this matchup.
Yeah, this will be a fun game to probably sit down and watch in the apartment tonight because, well, with the colleges that these 2 pitchers went to. We have the Cleveland Guardians taking on the Minnesota Twins. We have This line minus 120 for the Guardians, total of 8 in this spot. We have former East Carolina Pirate Gavin Williams taking on former Western Carolina Catamount Zebby Matthews. I like both these pitchers. I'm a fan of both. Let's get into it. Line opened up at a 125. It's up to a 133. So we have an 8-cent line movement towards Gavin and the Guardians here. Line opened up at an 8 at even money. It's now an 8 at minus. 8.5 at even money. It's now an 8 at minus 117. I mean, with these two pitchers and these two bullpens, I am very, very interested. The market is pushing me in that direction as well, towards an under. 71% of tickets and 57% of the cash is on the over. The line's moving towards the under. 75 and 98 is on those guard dogs here as well. And this may be my favorite pitching matchup of the day. There's another one that I'm very interested in a couple of games when we have Reagans and Mize. I think that's a fun one as well.
I haven't played for that one already.
I love the Suarez-Snell matchup too. And Heel and Woo at the end of the night's fun as well. Michael King and Hunter Brown. We have a great pitching slate today.
I remember hearing that one yesterday.
This is fun. And I mean, even an underrated one, we have Pavetta and Boz next. So Zebby Matthews has kind of struggled as of late. 7.97 ERA, a 1.82 whip, 9.74 strikeouts per nine, which is 22%. 2.21 walks per nine, a 385 BABIP, a 652 FIP, and a 3.94 Sierra. On the flip side, Gavin struggled too, but I see both these pitchers for some positive regression. 5.67, it's a 5.64 ERA, 1.34 whip, 8.87 strikeouts per nine, which is 23%, 5.24 walks per nine, a 246 BABIP, 4.69 FIP, and a 4.89 Sierra. Bullpen edge goes towards the Guardians. Both these bullpens have been good though. And then the hitting edge goes towards Cleveland as well, 98 WRC plus, which is 14th, compared to 93, which is 18th. And when I was looking at this matchup yesterday, I mean, when you go on the MLB app and you see this game, you see two pitchers with extremely high ERAs. And this is something that I don't really look too much into, but I feel like I should a little bit. I mean, you look at the matchup. Matthews has a 7.11 ERA this year. Williams has a 5.23 ERA. The line's come from an 8.5 down to an 8 with a sharp money on the under. I think this is telling you this game goes under the total. And for me, you got to look at also the bullpen uses in this one here and who will be available. Avila threw 37 yesterday. Sabrowski threw 30 yesterday. My main concern with this one, though, is Clase might not be available unless he works 3 days in a row, which they have worked him 3 days in a row. He threw 12 yesterday, 12 the day before. So it wasn't crazy workload, but he still has gotten up, warmed up, and thrown 2 days in a row. Other than that, Eli Morgan threw 16, Walters threw 9. So I think it's still, a little bit taxed because Gaddis has thrown 2 the last 3 games. Smith has thrown 2 the last 3 games. On the flip side, with the Twins, I need to see if these guys are available because this is the reason why I took the full game under yesterday. I'm more interested in a full game under with the Minnesota Twins when I know Griffin Jacks and Joan Duran are available. I don't see Joan Duran even on the bullpen list here. I don't know if he's hurt or anything like that. Griffin Jacks threw 21 yesterday, so we may or may not see him. Louis Varlin, Henriquez, and Tonkin look to be available, and I'm assuming Joan Duran as well. I'm going to play the under here in this game, and it's going to be a full game under. I like both these bullpens. They are a little taxed, which does make me a little nervous, but I look for both these pitchers to pitch better, and I look for this to be an under game. So I'm going to grab an under 8 here in this spot, which I can get over. I'm going to figure out the number for this real quick, and then I will tell you.
The Guardians are getting closer and closer to clinching a playoff spot in general. I'm not entirely sure what their magic number is for that. They're currently 9 games up on Detroit and 9.5 up on Seattle. So that would be wild card stuff. So they need to get that to the number of games that's left. So probably magic number of 3 or 4 for that. And Minnesota's been choking, which personally I love to see, but that's not the point. I'm going to be on the Guardians here. I think Gavin Williams shuts down Minnesota. I think Zebby gets hit. And not only did I take the Guardians, Nick, I took them on the run line. I think they win this game 4-2, 4-1, something in that range. Gavin has a good game. And I know a lot of people will look at this one and see the two pitchers of a 7.11 ERA and a 5.23 ERA and automatically think over. I kind of like your under, but I'm going to go with Cleveland run line. Maybe even a Minnesota team total under could be interesting. But I'm going to be on I'm going to be on the Guardians on the run line here, plus 170.
I want to see both these pitchers show up. I really like both these pitchers. So yeah.
No, I hope Matthews gets hit up.
No, I hope not. But one thing you got to keep in mind is, are we going to start seeing some more desperate attitudes from this Minnesota Twins team? Because don't look now, but breathing right down their neck, a game and a half behind the Minnesota Twins, are the Motor City Kitties.
I know. Yeah.
Can we get the Detroit Tigers in the playoffs, please? Please? That'd be so much fun.
The only thing is Detroit still has to play Baltimore again.
Dude.
And then they get Tampa Bay and Chicago. So
I mean, they have a winnable schedule at the end of the year here.
They do. We'll see. Oh, back to the chat. Lean Twins. Morning, gentlemen. Good morning. Detroit's cheering on the Guardians. That they are. Running back to the Guardians. Cleveland money line. Gavitt has been horrendous his last two starts. Beware. He has not been good. No. But I think he has a good game here. Stroh's plus 1.5 and minus 220. Please stop with that. Nathan, we are never going to agree on a minus 200. That's never going to happen. The Twins couldn't win with Lopez. This team is garbage. Doesn't deserve to make the playoffs. Go Vikings.
God, I hope the Vikings start losing. That team is so annoying.
St. Louis Cardinals, minus 140. That's, if you're going to bet them, come on, take the run line. Nathan, you drive me nuts. The Twins have so many injuries. They do. F the Eagles, killed all 3 same-game parlays. Nothing worse than having a bad night at work, compounding with an epic collapse to end the day, to ruin your bet. Atlanta never in doubt. Oh, boy. Nathan with all his alt-line plays are funny. I've tried making minus 200 parlay before. Yeah. Happy Gavin Day, Nerfy, and Guardians money line. Let's do it. Guardians first 5. How can someone who went to ECU make the big leagues? Because ECU is a baseball school. Obviously, you don't know much about ECU baseball if you don't know it. I believe they have the most players in the major leagues that's not a Power 5 school. And I think the only one, actually, I think Fullerton might have more.
Fullerton's got a decent amount.
But currently in the majors from East Carolina, you got Gavin that's making the start today. Alec Burleson's playing. Connor Roby's there.
Hoffman
for the Phillies. Who was the pitcher that got traded? He got traded from Tampa to St.
Armstrong. Sean Armstrong.
Not to mention, Wisenhunt's on his way up. He should be up soon.
Savage is on his way up.
Savage was a first-round pick. So, obviously, you don't know much about East Carolina baseball. You should probably look them up more. If I win, I win. I lose. A Destiny. No, you don't win. No, you don't win Destiny. She's mine already. Nathan. I'm okay. Buxton, home run. I could see it. Correa, home run. I never heard of East Carolina until I met the fabulous Earle brothers. Well, you should look them up more. I agree. I feel like this is my destiny to win. No, you can't. $10,000 in video poker.
Oh, okay, Tim, that joke got old after the first time.
I wasn't really asking. Chiefs and Saints 2-teamer before line movement happens again.
The Saints have, I think, moved to a favorite already against the Eagles. I would like to take the Eagles next week.
Holy shit, they have. Eagles money line for sure. Wouldn't be surprised if the Twins finally start hitting the ball tonight, but I am not paying to find out. Real Madrid money line minus 1 now. So Tim reads my comments ahead of time to see if he wants to censor 446.
We still got to run a professional show here.
Unfortunately, I was on App State Nathan, we may have to put you in timeout. Timmy, we may agree to disagree. I know. Okay. You guys got me. ECO is a club hockey team. Nick should play. No.
I don't know how to play hockey.
My Saints lose to the Eagles. I could definitely see that. Let's keep on rolling it because we got a lot still to go over.
Yeah, we have the Boston Red Sox and the Tampa Bay Rays. We have the Red Sox as minus 125 favorites, total of 7.5 in this game. Red Sox are kind of on life support at the very best. I think they're back down to equal 500, so I think they're kind of out of it now. Line opened up at a minus 110. It's now minus 126 for Boston. Line opened up at 7.5 minus 120. It's now 7.5 and minus 110. 10-cent line movement towards the under in this game as well. We have 78% of tickets, 82% of cash is on the over. We have 57% of tickets, 58% of cash on the Red Sox. Lines moving towards Boston. Lines moving towards the under. We have Slick Nick Pivetta taking on Shane Boz. We have Pivetta with a 3.52 ERA, 1.30 whip, 9 strikeouts per nine, which is 24%, 3.13 walks per nine, a 3.06 BABIP, but 3.91 FIP, and a 4.09 SIERA. On the flip side, Boz, however you would like to say it, 1.88 ERA, 0.83 whip, 6.75 strikeouts per nine, which is 20%, 3.75 walks per nine, a 121 BABIP, a 4.55 FIP, and a 4.87 SIERA. Bullpen edge going towards Tampa. Hitting edge goes towards Boston. 84 WRC plus, which is 26, compared to 80, which is 28th. It's a tricky game. Not one that I'm like going crazy to go ahead and bet. I mean, this would be first 5 under or nothing, I think, if I'm looking at it, because once again, I don't trust this Boston bullpen, even though they've been better as of late. It's just a bullpen that scares me for a full game. It's a 4 and it's moved 3 cents towards the under for the first 5. So I'm kind of interested in that. Maybe a Boston first 5 here with Pivetta. But it's tricky. Neither of these teams are hitting particularly well at the moment. So that does lend me towards maybe an under. And I notice I'm betting more unders here now. In September, I was looking to do that during the summer. I kind of back off of unders. During the beginning and the end of the season, I get more on the unders. I would only look towards the under in this game, first 5. And I'm actually kind of tempted to bet it.
I'm trying to find. I know there's a MLB Magic numbers. Here we go. When was the last time they posted? 23 hours ago. I can kind of count for it. MLB playoff numbers. The Rays. Did the Rays play yesterday?
I don't think so.
Rays play elimination number is 7. The Red Sox would be 9. So technically, they're still mathematically alive, but they're taking a dive.
So there's a chance the Rays can pass the Red Sox this series?
Yes, because the Red Sox are even 500 and the Rays are 4 games under 500, so 2 games up.
Wow.
So I was wrong on my Red Sox futures. I chose to stay away from this one. I didn't really feel the need to go after Nick.
Yeah, I kind of want to go take a look back at when during the All-Star break I did a buy-sell thing. I want to take a look at how those did. Kind of.
It's not a bad option. Thoughts on? I want to jump on the Patriots. I will say I am not betting the Jets.
I'm on the under. I moved on the under. I did a free pick video for it last night.
I could see the under in the game, but I will not be on the Jets. I think laying 6.5 points against a team that they really don't have a good history against is not a smart idea for me.
I would like to see, for me, I want to watch the line movement for that game. If it drops down to a 5.5, I'll find a 6 somewhere and try to bet the Patriots. That's the way I would look at it. Similar to the what do you call it? Similar to what the Falcons did.
I don't blame you. Lean Rays will want to stay away from the game. I like the Red Sox. Whoa, LOL. They're my Saints, and they need to destroy the Eagles, but got to keep up with the Bucks. I just don't know. I like Tampa. Pivetta is horrible. Pass. Over 7.5. I don't know about that. Road teams are 6-1 in the series. There you go. They'll probably be in opposite sides this week in the NFL. I already have Kansas City. No,
I don't know. Don't know about that one yet. They play the Falcons.
Yeah, no, I could see Kansas City this week. 3.5. Yeah, I could take Kansas City. Saints, I'm going to be against you. Baltimore, I'm intrigued on Baltimore. I'm probably going to end up going back to the well and hating myself over it. Houston, who does Houston get?
Minnesota.
Yeah, I could see Houston. And Green Bay. Against Tennessee, and they're a dog. I have to look into these. Red Sox money line. Pass on the Red Sox / Rays. Carolina might actually pull off an upset this week. No, please stop. Please stop, because then you're going to get Nick interested in Carolina.
I'm interested in their team total. With Andy Dalton last year, the one game he played, they put up 27 points. That's the only way I can look at him at this moment.
I feel like a lot of underdogs are going to win today. Maybe. Nick, preseason hockey starts this weekend. Will you drop some unofficial gut plays?
Maybe.
There you go. That line movement makes me not want to take Tampa.
Yeah, no. I can only look Boston.
Liberty -6.5 at -183. No.
We'll talk about that game.
I will say there is 2 games left in the regular, 2 days worth of regular season games left in the WNBA.
Oh. Yeah, no. I'm good. I don't need to touch that then.
Yeah, I was about to say, because I am not betting anything until the playoffs.
I didn't even know, so I just...
Well, I looked it up today. There's today's games and the 19th, and then that's it.
See, I don't pay attention to how many games there are in the WNBA, so I just type them up to type them up.
All right, cool. Horrific game, go under. Bruh, why is the Classic Clans commercial with John Cena pop up? Not a clue.
No idea.
KC lost Pacheco, worried about them. I'm not.
They'll be just fine.
Kansas City has plenty of big weapons. Their new draft pick from Texas,
Xavier Worthy.
They still have Mahomes. They still have Kelsey. They still have the refs.
There it is.
They'll be fine.
I was waiting for that.
Sorry, I had to. Come on, that was not a pass interference. But anyways,
it was.
No. WNBA plays today? No, there will be no WNBA plays for that next little while. Man, those NY Giants suck a lot of people. Don't know they don't have a run game without Barkley, and their newly drafted running back is injured. Or how about this? They suck. Okay. Liberty doesn't need the next 2 games, right?
No.
Honestly, I have not a clue. Give me a heads up if you go over the WNBA.
We'll talk about it when the playoffs come around.
Yeah, we're not talking about it. I put coffee money on the Mystics to make the playoffs last week plus 2,000. The only future I have is the Mercury to win the WNBA finals. Travis and Anton touched on he's due. I can see that. They still have the refs. Exactly. Let's head to this game, Nick, which, no, I'm not betting the Mets today.
Yeah, I'm starting to write down what my buy sells were. And I'll when you're breaking down the Mets game, I'll finish projecting out what my buy sells look like from the All-Star break. Let's get into it, though. This line opened up with the New York Mets as -160 favorites. It's now -163. Line opened up at an 8, down to a 7.5 at -117. So move towards the under and a slight move towards the New York Mets. We have 80% of tickets, 62% of cash is on the Nationals, with the line moving towards these. My bad. 80% of tickets, 68% cash on the over, with the line moving towards the under. My bad. And then 86% of tickets, 98% cash on the Mets. Line moving slightly towards them there. Not enough for me to want to pull the trigger on the Mets, though. That is one thing there. We have Mitchell Parker taking on Taylor McGill. We have Parker with a 3.38 ERA, 1.28 whip, 9.79 strikeouts per nine, which is 25%, 2.7 walks per nine, a 3.25 BABIP, a 2.5 FIP, and a 3.78 SIERA. On the other side, we get McGill, 2.35 ERA, 0.98 whip, 10.57 strikeouts per nine, which is 30%, 2.35 walks per nine, a 2.89 BABIP, a 1.8 FIP, and a 3.19 SIERA. The bullpen edge going towards these Mets. The hitting edge going towards the Mets, 115 WRC plus, which is 4th, compared to 92, which is 19th. Mitchell Parker has been better as of late, and I think he can have a good start in this game. And so does the markets. My initial cap, you know how and this is generally when I'm looking at unders or totals in general, is I'll look at one pitcher against his matchup and kind of have an idea of this guy can pitch well or this guy is going to get hit. And then I try to put the pieces together. I think McGill pitches well against a struggling Nationals lineup. And my question is, will Mitchell Parker be able to pitch well against the Mets? The line really not moving towards the Mets, and with a lot of the tickets and the money on the Mets, kind of tells me that, and the line moving down with the public on the over, tells me Mitchell Parker pitches well here as well. Let's take a look at the bullpens here, because this is the ultimate question of whether it's a first five or a full game under. With the Mets, I don't think Edwin Diaz is available today. 16 on Sunday, 15 on Monday. He probably won't be available for this game. Jose Butto threw 15 yesterday. He's probably available today. Reed Garrett threw 9 yesterday. He's probably available. Ryan Stanek, Phil Maton, Alex Young, Danny Young, all available for the Mets. On the flip side, they will not have Derek Law, who has thrown 3 days in a row and 4 of the last 5. They will not have Jose Ferrier, who's thrown back-to-back days and 3 of the last 4 games. Robert Garcia threw 5 on Sunday. He'll probably be available. Kyle Finnegan hasn't thrown since Saturday. He'll be available. Jacob Barnes threw 9 yesterday. He'll probably be available. Salazar, Rainey, and De La Sorsa are all going to be available for this game here. I think this is another low-scoring under. And I know this will make 3 unders on my card so far. But I'm going to move on another under here in this game. I like McGill to pitch well, and I think that the market is telling us here that this game goes under.
All right, we'll be against each other. That's fine. I did rapid fire last night for the MLB, and my total I gave out was the over. I don't trust Mitchell Parker. I think he gets hit a little bit by the Mets today. Mets, they were coming off of yesterday could have been a little bit of a trappy spot for the Mets, considering that they just came off of a series in Philadelphia and a Toronto-Philadelphia road trip, I should say. And coming home, and it kind of was because they only won 2-1, and it was in the 10th inning. I think this would be the game that the Mets go off for some runs. Now, I'm not betting it because I do not trust Miguel. I know he's been good since coming back. He had one start where he allowed 3 runs. Other than that, he's been good. No earned runs versus the Blue Jays, and 1 earned run versus the White Sox. This is a Nationals team that's very scrappy, though. I could easily see this game being 4-4 at one point. I took the over 7.5. I expect, and you mentioned some of the bullpen is, at least for the Mets side, it's going to be a little bit taxed.
No, it's not.
No.
So no Diaz, and I think that's it.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Which I think they can piece together a bullpen pretty well here.
But I do think the Mets put some runs up on Parker and on the Nationals bullpen. I took the over in this game.
Fair. I mean, I could see Parker pitching well, though. He's been better as of late. And, yeah, the Mets hit lefties pretty well. I will give you that, but it's not enough to scare me too much.
Mets money line minus 165. Can you please take the run line if you're going to bet it? Meatball McGill and Nats money line is my favorite play of the day. And you're always right when you fade the Mets. So, Nationals upset. The usual Nerfy and Mets first 5, although McGill isn't one of my favorite Mets. He is not either. Nabbies. Nimmo home run. Nimmo needs to be on it for a deep run. No MVP will miss games down the stretch when his team needs him. Lindor is injured. I'm sorry. Say if I went and broke your foot and I told you to walk, and you can't walk, should I say, oh, well, you can't walk in general then? Can we drop this? I know he's out. He has an injury right now. Previous to yesterday's game, Lindor was one of the few players who had participated in every single game this season. Can Ohtani say that? No. So I don't want to hear because he's missed his second game because of a back injury, which you never want to rush him back, because I would prefer him to miss a couple games versus the Nationals than to be injured the rest of the season if we make the playoffs. So I don't want to hear about Lindor is not an MVP. He has played every single game this season besides yesterday where he was injured, and he's going to miss today, and he's going to miss tomorrow, and they said 2 to 5 days. We'll see, but I know he was never going to win the MVP. They were going to give it to Ohtani. The MLB loves to deep throw Ohtani. We know this already. So drop it. You drop it. See another under. I like the over. And that's money line over McGill. Okay. Any updates on Lindor? Yeah, he's out 2 to 5 days. Who is batting leadoff for the Mets? It's Jose Iglesias. Mets got scared. They put the system now. They delivered an ass whooping. Mets 8-3. I think so. Pete Alonso has played every single game of the season. Yes, he has. Out. Yeah. Mets -2.5. There you go. Saw Tim's video on this game. I say he's wrong. Game goes under. Mets can't hit for shit the past week because Lindor sits out because he's injured. But you won't mention that part. And the Nats are weak also. Okay. Fade Mitch Parker. Called it yesterday. Lindor would be even richer if you consider. Okay. I'm tired of you talking about Lindor. Shut up. Would want to take McGill walks, but now you swing at everything. How do you guys do capping videos on other sites and then say here I did not bet it? Makes no sense. Because sometimes we have to do a certain game, or we bet it early and we just don't bet. We don't get to it, and then the next day the line's different. So.
Just skip Lindor comments.
Lindor will be back in 4 to 5 days. I want to skip 446's comments in general. Let's go to a different game.
Yeah. By the way, I was kind of looking at my buy-sell from earlier in the year. I've already won a couple buys. I had the Padres over 82.5 wins and the Athletics over 62.5. A couple of them are basically right in line. The Reds over 79.5 are on pace for 78.5. The Marlins over 59.5 are on pace for 59.5. And I have 2 pretty bad losses, White Sox and Angels over. As for the sells, the sells are looking a little bit better. The Guardians sell was looking better in the beginning of after the All-Star break. They're on pace for 93 wins. I got them under 92.5. Brewers under 88.5 was a loser. They're on pace for 94 wins. The Phillies under 98.5. They're on pace for 97, so that's looking okay. The Red Sox under 85.5. They're on pace for 81. The Royals under 85.5. They're on pace for 88, so slightly below there. The Twins under looks good. They're on pace for 85.5 wins. I got them under 89.5. And then the Cardinals under 82.5. I got them for 81. So, or they're on pace for 81. So we'll see how that goes. It was just a fun little experiment to kind of see for that. So, but we'll move on. By the way, I got the under 7.5 -105 for that last game. So we'll keep going. Philadelphia Phillies and the Milwaukee Brewers -125 for the Phillies. Total 7 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here. Where is this game? Milwaukee. There we go.
It's in Milwaukee.
Yep. No. I was trying to find it on my whatever. This line opened up at a 140. It's down to a 127. So we have a 13-cent line movement here towards these Milwaukee Brewers. Line opened up at a 7.5 at -102. It's down to a 7 -122. So we'll move towards the under and a move towards the Brewers in this game, which tells me Frankie Montas pitches well here. Let's get into the cash flow. 75% of tickets, 77% of the cash is on the over in this game. The line moving towards the under in this one. And then we have 29% of the tickets, but 81% of the cash is on the Brew Crew. And the line moving towards them makes them extremely appealing in this game. Zach Wheeler, 2.03 ERA, 0.9 whip, 10.74 strikeouts per 9, which is 30%. 1.74 walks per 9, a 2.60 BABIP, a 2.2 FIP, and a 2.97 SIERA. On the flip side, Frankie Montas, 3.19 ERA, a 0.9 whip, 9.29 strikeouts per 9, which is 27%. 3.19 walks per 9, a 2.03 BABIP, a 3.01 FIP, and a 3.77 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards Milwaukee. Hitting edge is pretty much of a toss-up. 110 WRC plus for the Phillies compared to 106, which is 12th. I think Frankie Montas can pitch well in this game. And that's exactly what the markets are telling me here in this spot. And I think this is a bigger series for the Brewers than it is the Phillies. The Brewers are still in contention for a bye, and they are looking to pass said Phillies here. And they are, I believe, with
three games back.
Yep, they are 3 games back for the 2 seed. I am
No. 2 games back from the Dodgers. 3 games back from the Phillies.
3 games back from the Phillies. Okay,
I'm 4 going into the series.
Yeah, I want the Phillies to be the 3 seed so bad. I want
the Brewers to be the number 1 seed.
I'm fine with either. I mean, that if the Brewers are the number 1 seed, that means the Dodgers are losing down a stretch, and I'm happy.
Hey, Brewers 50-1 to win the World Series. Preseason. How about them Brewers?
Yeah, and I'll back up your statement here. How about them Brewers? Give me the Brewers money line in this game.
Yes.
The market is telling me that Montas pitches well. I think that overall, when you include the bullpens in it, the pitching's a wash, and I think that the hitting's a wash, and you get the Brewers at home as a dog price. I'm going to be on the Milwaukee Brewers, and I'm getting plus 109 for it.
I want to confirm division stuff. And that was after. Okay, it would still take a Brewers win and a Cubs loss.
Yep.
But I think there should be champagne in Milwaukee tonight. I think champagne should be in Milwaukee tonight because I do think they clinch tonight. I think you might see a little bit of an upset in Chicago, but I think the Brewers win tonight's game and take care of this one and move themselves into a very competitive spot for the buys. I'm hoping not too competitive. I'm hoping that they either clinch or something by the last weekend of the year, but this is still a Brewers team that, hey, I was super high on coming into the year. Everybody had them last place. Everybody had them 4th place. I said they'll win the World Series, and now they got a lucky number of 2 to win their division.
They look good this year. Yeah.
I have them to win the division.
I can't believe their win total was a 78.5. I don't know.
I took that over.
I don't think I touched it, honestly.
I'm gonna find my futures again. Just to kind of go over how they look. But I'm really, really happy with how the Brewers look right now, Nick.
Yeah. And I don't blame you whatsoever. They look awesome. The ultimate question is their starting pitching good enough in the playoffs?
I think so.
Which I think is a very fair statement.
It is.
Like because we fell for this, or I fell for this last year. I had Brewers futures last year.
Yeah.
So I unfortunately fell for it last year with that, and they get bounced in 2 games against the Diamondbacks, the future National League champions. Mm-hmm. Are the Brewers setting themselves up to be that exact same team this year? If they do get the 3 seed, they set themselves against a wild card team and they get bounced in 2 games.
I don't know, but we'll see, I guess.
So,
Nick, go back to the chat real quick. I'm going to look for my MLB futures real quick because I want to find what they look like.
Where'd you leave off?
It shows 11. There you go.
Phillies money line. Yeah, no, I'm on the opposite side. DMV, Nerfy, Baltimore and Washington. Over 7, nope. Nick is smart. He bet the under. He copied 446. I didn't even know you were on the under. What under? I don't look at the chat, and if you think I'm going out of my way to copy you, you are delusional. Moving on. Are the Brewers really this good? I think they're a great regular season team. Their bullpen makes them kind of scary. And here's the thing is they kind of do have that offense that we've been kind of lacking from them the last few years. But the Brewers are always a team that gets your hopes up and doesn't do anything in the playoffs. Nerfy again, first 500 as well. I don't hate that. Look. Kyle Schwarber, 2+ hits. Yeah. Give me Wheels. The guy hasn't given up more than 2 runs in 8 starts. And maybe that's the first 500 then. Because the markets are saying that Montas pitches well. We'll see. Zach Wheeler, strikeout ladder. Let's with Brewers. How's the bullpen look? Let's take a look at the bullpens. I should have done that before betting the full game money line, but it looks pretty decent. The only one that pitched yesterday was Holby Milner. Joe Ross threw 50 on Sunday. He won't be available. Ashby threw 34 on Sunday. Koenig threw 29 and McGill threw 21. But they all had days off. So I think that they could probably be fine. So I could see this as another game that goes under the total, honestly. And Brewers in the under, I feel like it's starting to need a little bit too much. Can I get a 7.5 in this game? I can get 7.5 juice towards the under. What does the Philly bullpen look like? Because maybe this is Brewers in the under. Tanner Banks threw 30 yesterday. Jose Alvarado threw 28. Gilbert threw 15. Estevez, O'Kirkren, Hoffman, and Ruiz are all available for the Phillies here. Maybe this is another full game under as well. Maybe it is. Let's see. This game feels like an under. Who said Wheeler would be the last one standing of those young guns that came up with the Mets? Who was it? Harvey or Harvey Syndergaard? I mean, I believe the Harvey and Syndergaard were older than Wheeler. And I guess Steven Matz is, I believe, hurt right now. It was Harvey. DeGrom. DeGrom's still pitching.
Barely.
Sometimes when he feels like it. No. He wanted to. He didn't want to be with the Mets. Whatever. Brewers first 5 team total under 1.5. I could see the under in this game. I see another playoff style type of game for that one there. But we'll keep on moving on here. The Detroit Tigers and the Kansas City Royals. This was a fun matchup here. Let's take a look at the line history in this one as I X out my line history. That's good. So let me reload that up and let's head to the cash flow. Where 91% of tickets, 91% of the cash is on the over in this game. And then we have 86% of the tickets, 66% of the cash is on the Royals in this spot here. As this is loading up here. Let's take a look at the line history here between Detroit and KC, where this line opened up at a 165. It's down to a 152. The Tigers are so appealing in this game. Line opened up at an 8 at -105. It's now an 8 at -107. So a 2-cent line movement towards the over here as well. KC Mize taking on Cole Reagans, your pitching matchup here, where we have Mize with a 5.63 ERA, 1.19 whip, 7.31 strikeouts per 9, which is 19%. 1.13 walks per 9, and 271 BABIP, a 5.36 FIP, but a 3.89 Sierra. Reagan's 4.15 ERA, 1.15 WHIP, 12.81 strikeouts per 9, which is 34%. 4.5 walks per 9, a 278 BABIP, a 3.18 FIP, and a 3.48 Sierra. Bullpen edge goes towards the Tigers. Hitting edge goes towards the Tigers. 94 WRC plus, which is 12th compared to 92, which is 20th. I think this game is pretty simple for me, the way I would like to approach this one. Give me the Motor City Kitties. I will take the Tigers money line. I'm getting plus 133 for it. Plus 133 for it. Give me the Tigers in this game. I see them as a very live underdog. This team is playing some really good baseball as of late. I see this as a really nice spot for Detroit. So I'm on the Tigers at plus 133. I get it. Cole Reagans is someone that is kind of someone I don't really particularly want to fade. This Tigers bullpen does look a little taxed, which does worry me a little bit, but the Royals as well, they used a decent amount of pitchers yesterday. So I'm on the Tigers here in this spot. I'm on the money line. It's plus 133.
Yeah, I'm getting annoyed because I can't find my freaking futures for baseball. I did a pre-pick video for this one on ESB last night, Nick. And you get Casey Mize taking on Cole Reagans. I said it was the too easy underplay. I like the over in this game. I took the over 8. Mize hasn't been that great. He's allowed 4, 3, and 4 since his return in his 3 starts. And Cole Reagans, as much as I love my boy Cole Reagans, the Tigers have been hitting lately. And I could easily see this one being a 6-5 type of game. I'm not going to choose a side because I would love to see the Tigers make the playoffs. I think that would be hilarious at this point because I'd rather see the Tigers than the Twins. But at the same time, I'm big on the Royals. So I'm not going to go crazy with this one. I took the over. I think we're going to see some runs.
Yeah, which the Royals are they currently have a 4-game lead over the Tigers. So the Royals are still feeling good in the position they're in right now. They're up 2.5 games on the Twins. I think this is not an indictment of the Twins. The Tigers have been one of the better teams in the American League in the second half of this year. And if they make it into the playoffs as the 6th seed, I'm kind of nervous for Houston. Because you have a Tigers team that is young, dumb, and stupid and doesn't know that they shouldn't be there type of thing. And they are one of the most dangerous teams in all of sports. A team with nothing to lose and everything to gain. I would be nervous if I'm the Astros playing the Tigers in the first round because their pitching staff as well. I mean, you can hand the ball from Skubal game 1.
Wild card, yeah, that's tricky.
Yeah, Skubal game 1 against Framer Valdez. Casey Mize game 2 against Hunter Brown.
Yeah. We'll see though. But it's definitely the wild card games are going to definitely be good for the teams that are in it. So
yeah.
Royals run line today. Royals run line. Give me them scrappy Tigers, most underrated team in baseball. I don't
kind of
anymore. Reagan's over strikeouts, over 11.5.
Whoa! These are the type of bombs. These are the type of plays I want to see. I'm tired of seeing minus 200s.
Yeah.
Show me your 13-1s.
Nick, when are you and Honorary Earle Terry going to do a future show? He's doing them every single day on his channel.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm going to be talking Islanders with him in a little bit. I don't know when. But yeah, I don't think I'm doing a future show.
Tigers wins, Twins lose. Tigers are only a half game back. Yeah. Who's hitting a dinger over the wall today? Let's see. Dinger, dinger, dinger. Let's go with Jose Ramirez.
We're going to go with Rhys Hoskins.
Ooh, I like that. Royals. Tigers have the best pitching in baseball. Said it a million times. Tim is wrong. Go under. Man, the Dodgers sure did clean up after the trade deadline. No one's talking about how crazy good Edmonds has been recently. Exactly. I'll take the Royals first 5. Royals minus 2.5. Take those bombs. Too many pitches for Reagans to throw. Rob won't happen. Almost English. Liberty Mystics under. Good luck. We still have a bunch of games left.
Yeah, it's been a good chat today. So that's why the show is going a little bit longer because we've had some better conversations on these games too today. So we'll get into the next one here. We have the Oakland Athletics and the Chicago Cubs. The Cubbies are on 150 favorites, total of 8. Line opened up at a 150, got up to a 161, 163. Actually, I see a 171 at one point, and it's come all the way down to 148. So we have a 2-cent line movement towards these Oakland A's. Line opened up 8 at minus 118, sound 8 at minus 115. Mitch Spence and Jordan Wicks, your pitching matchup here. We have 86% of the tickets, 90% of the cash on the Cubs. The line's moving slightly towards the Cubs. Nothing crazy, though. 78% of the tickets and 78% of the cash on the over. In this one here, we have Mitch Spence, who's been decent, 3.14 ERA, 1.36 whip, 8.16 strikeouts per 9, which is 21%, 2.2 walks per 9, a 3.45 BABIP, a 3 FIP, and a 3.62 SIERA. On the flip side, Jordan Wicks, 7.62 ERA, a 1.92 whip, 4.15 walks per 9, strikeouts per 9, which is 10%, 5.54 walks per 9, a 3.02 BABIP, an 8.09 FIP, and a 6.46 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards Oakland. Hitting edge goes towards Chicago, though. It's a tricky game for me that I'm ultimately probably not getting involved with because you have a pitcher that's been terrible, a bullpen that has been bad, but a team not hitting, versus a pitcher that's been good, a better bullpen against a team that has been hitting. So ultimately, it's kind of just like a wash for me. So maybe I guess if it's a wash, you just take Oakland and move on type of thing as a dog. But it's not one I'm going to press and get involved with. So it's a no play for me.
Yeah, I didn't feel like I needed to press this one either. I do kind of lean Oakland because I said earlier that Milwaukee clinches their playoff spot today, or the division today. but not really anything I needed to get super involved with. I feel like I have a good amount of plays for today. I think I'll have a play in like 3 games. I think the end of the card is going to be a little bit lighter for me.
Fair.
A's have been too good to lose 4 in a row. A's are going to hit the ball in the over. You can see that. And 446 trying to build up his ego, saying how the chat is better with him in it. Yeah, because nobody likes you. I'm passing, leaning the A's. No, don't trust Wick and Butler over bases. Dude, Butler's been my guy. Let's keep rolling.
Yeah. Pittsburgh Pirates and St. Louis Cardinals, minus 135 for the Cardinals, total of 8 in this game. Taking a look at the line history in this one between good old Lance Lynn and Bailey Falter. Line opened up at a 140. It's down to a 135. Line opened up at an 8 at minus 115. It's now an 8 at minus 107. So move towards the under and a move towards these. I forgot where the line moved to there. Let me go back and quickly. It's a move towards the Pirates. Move towards the Pirates. Move towards the under in this game. With 45% of the tickets and 54% of the cash is on the under. The line moving towards the under. So there's that. And then 80% of the tickets, 86% of the cash is on the Cardinals, with the line moving towards the Buccos in this one here. Lance Lynn's been okay as of late. Bailey Falter, 4.67 ERA, 1.41 whip, 7.33 strikeouts per 9, which is 19%. 2.67 walks per 9, a 337 BABIP, a 3.39 FIP, and a 4.51 Sierra. On the flip side, Lance Lynn, 1.80 ERA, 1.20 whip, 12.6 strikeouts per 9, which is 33%. 1.8 walks per 9, a 385 BABIP, a 0.97 FIP, and a 3.16 Sierra. I believe he's made one start, but he looked good against Cincy in that start. And when you look at the bullpens, the bullpen edge goes towards St. Louis. The hitting edge goes slightly towards the Pirates, 88 WRC plus, which is 23rd, compared to 82, which is 18th. Neither of these teams are hitting particularly that great to scare me. If I'm looking at the under in this game, which I kind of am. I cashed with the under yesterday, with that first 5 under yesterday. I'm kind of tempted to go right back to the well here and go right back to the first 5 under. Falter is a little nerve-wracking. But when I look at this matchup here, I look for Lynn to pitch well. I think Falter could give me good enough to get me a first 5 under 4.5 in this game, and I'm going to go with that. I'm going to stay off the full game. I don't trust the Pirates bullpen whatsoever, and their bullpen is kind of fresh. Probably no Colin Holderman, who's thrown back-to-back games. David Bednar has thrown 2 of the last 3. Ladinsky has thrown 2 of the last 3. Beeks threw 13 yesterday. I mean, some of their better arms are probably not going to be available. And on the flip side, the Cardinals bullpen, other than Ryan Hesley, I'm not a huge fan. And Andrew Kittredge, I kind of do like Kittredge in that bullpen there. Fernandez has thrown 3 of the last 4 games. Steven Matz threw 29 on Sunday. Kittredge has thrown back-to-back days. But Romero, King, and Liberatore are going to be available. And I don't even see Hesley on this list, which I believe was leading the league in saves for a while. It's a first 5 under for me in this game is the way I'm going to go with it, which is minus 115.
Good luck. This is another game that I just didn't want to really go after. 2 teams. Pittsburgh is officially mathematically eliminated, and the Cardinals are on their way. What's the Cardinals' mathematical number? They're eliminated.
Yeah, they got swept.
The Cardinals are mathematically eliminated as well, sitting at even 500, considering that they are trying to catch a team that's 14 games over with 12 games to go. Yeah, they're done. They are, although they're only 7 games back, so technically they're not mathematically eliminated actually yet, unlike the Pirates, but they're getting very, very close. No, this is just not a game I want to get involved with. Yep. Skeens guy has 8 Ks, and the Pirates did nothing. Don't trust Lynn. Cubs run line. Lance Lynn, my God, enough said. Pirates, O'Neill, Cruz home run. Not Kentucky off that. Cardinals money line, nothing crazy. I have nightmares from when Lynn was on the Yankees. Those are the good days. Nerfy, under 8. Andrew McCutchen home run. He's been solid. He's on his last run. So that's good for him. I agree, Jose under. There you go. Here's another game that I completely stayed away from.
Yeah, Texas Rangers, Toronto Blue Jays, two very disappointing teams this year.
I wish somebody called both of these teams sucking. Oh, wait.
Yeah, I'm still hoping that my bold predictions do pretty well, which included the Mets and the Padres to make the playoffs and the Diamondbacks and the Rangers to miss the playoffs. It also had the Orioles hype train stopping, but they've been better than what I projected them to be in those bold predictions. So, I forgot to mark games yesterday on my CapperTek. That's good. But let's move. Let's go to the line history in this one here, where we have the the Texas Rangers opening up at a 141. It's now a 131 for the Rangers here. So a move towards these Blue Jays. Line open up 7.5 minus 115. It's now at 7.5 minus 120. So a move towards the over and a move towards the Blue Jays. I'm seeing undecided for the Blue Jays. It looks like Chris Bassett is going to be the pitcher for them. 3.72 ERA, 1.28 WHIP, 10.86 strikeouts per nine, which is 28%. 2.48 walks per nine, a 3.47 BABIP, a 3.3 FIP, and a 3.30 SIERA. On the flip side, we have Nathan Eovaldi, 3.38 ERA, 1.1 WHIP, 9.28 strikeouts per nine, which is 26%. 1.97 walks per nine, a 2.44 BABIP, a 3.8 FIP, and a 3.53 SIERA. I forgot to go over the cash flow. We'll go over that in just a second. Bullpen edge, both these bullpens suck. It does go towards the Blue Jays. Hitting edge goes towards the Blue Jays, who are number one in baseball against righties the last 35 days, 135 WRC plus. We have 26% of tickets and 76% of cash is on the Blue Jays. The lines move towards them here, making them really appealing here in the spot. 88% of the tickets, 82% of the cash on the over. The line moving towards the under, telling me Chris Bassett pitches well in this baseball game. And the ultimate thing that I would like to play in this game is just the Toronto Blue Jays in the first 5 innings is the way I would approach this, because I still don't trust their bullpen. And their bullpen has been bad all year. Granted, so has the Rangers. This line's moved towards the Blue Jays in the first 5 as well. I think this is Blue Jays first 5. The way I'm looking at it here, and I think I would like to pull the trigger on it here with the Blue Jays in the first 5 innings.
Did the Blue Jays or the Rangers play at all yesterday?
No.
So elimination numbers for them is 5 for the Blue Jays, 4 for the Rangers. So both of them are on their way out.
It's been a fun year watching these two teams struggle. Honestly,
I know it's been great to see that, but I'm going to personally stay away from this game. These are two teams that I don't really like, that I haven't really backed all that much this year. Haven't really bet Blue Jay games, as you guys know, and I'm not going to start it now. So I'm going to stay away from this game. Good luck to anybody who bets this one. This one's a 1-800-GAMBLER, Nick.
Blue Jays first 5 plus 115 for me.
Just to think, both these two teams were in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, they were.
Rangers over, under. I don't bet. Okay. Bassett, Rangers. Jays money line 3-0 versus the Rangers is here. Over seems legit. Over for me. An hour and 48, 446 gave you guys. Got to run. Bet Yankees under. See ya. Rangers kind of own the Jays. Trusting Bassett is hilarious. Fair enough. I think I want to go after this game, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Colorado Rockies. We have the Diamondbacks minus 145 favorites, total of 11 in this game. I click a different tab so my screen's go dark for a second here. There we go. We have in this matchup here Jordan Montgomery versus Ryan Feltner. I'm kind of a fan of Ryan Feltner, where I think his numbers are better he's better than his numbers suggest. Line opened up at a 160, it's down to a 146. Line opened up at an 11.5, it's down to an 11. So we have a move towards the under and a move towards the Rockies, suggesting Ryan Feltner pitches well in this game. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this spot here, where we have 49% of the tickets and 68% of the cash is on the under. So kind of an interesting move towards the under here with, looks like sharp money on the under. And more money is on the under than the over, though, which we don't see much. 78% of tickets, 93% of cash on the Diamondbacks line moving towards these Rockies here in this one. Taking a look at the pitching matchup here, Ryan Feltner, Jordan Montgomery. I do not trust Feltner or Montgomery whatsoever, especially in altitude. 6.27 ERA, 1.55 whip, 4.82 strikeouts per 9, which is 12%, 2.41 walks per 9, a 3.18 BABIP, a 5.15 FIP, and a 4.92 SIERA. On the flip side, Feltner, 4.22 ERA, 1.22 whip, 8.44 strikeouts per 9, which is 23%, 3.38 walks per 9, a 2.81 BABIP, a 3.78 FIP, and a 4.26 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards Arizona. Hitting edge goes towards Arizona. 130 WRC plus, which is third, compared to 50, which is 29. Now, here's exactly what I was talking about earlier. My cap for this game was really, I think Ryan Feltner can pitch well. The ultimate question mark is whether or not the Diamondbacks I want to fade the Diamondbacks offense with their 130 WRC plus the last 30 days. And Jordan Montgomery should pitch well against this Rockies team. He's struggled as of late. His numbers do show some positive regression a little bit. The bullpen I really trust with Arizona. And the Rockies are 50 WRC plus, which is 29th in the last 30 days against lefties. So they don't hit lefties whatsoever. I can see Montgomery pitching well in this game. The more and more I look at it, the lines move towards the Rockies, which suggests Feltner pitches well too. I think this is an under. And the question is it a first five or is it a full game? I like the Diamondbacks bullpen. The Rockies bullpen terrifies me for a full game under, personally. And they've used a decent amount of them as of late. Criswell threw 43 on Sunday. Lawrence threw 35 on Sunday. Shavili threw 29 on Sunday. Holverson threw 23 yesterday. Molina threw 20 yesterday. Peralta threw 13 yesterday. Other than that, their bullpen is kind of fresh, other than those pitchers, which they've used a decent amount of pitchers, though. And on the flip side, the Diamondbacks, they're not going to have Gilbert Diaz, who threw 71 on Saturday. Ginkel is thrown back-to-back days. Thompson's thrown back-to-back days. Martinez threw 29 on Sunday. Puck is thrown back-to-back days. I have no interest in the full game here whatsoever. I think this is a first five spot. It's a first five under for me.
I grabbed the Rockies. I want to fade this Arizona team. They have not looked good down the stretch in a spot that they kind of need to. They just lost 2 out of 3 from Milwaukee. They did 2 games sweep Texas, but that's Texas. They lost 2 out of 3 to Houston. They did win the series against San Fran, which was good for them. But like I said, they lost 3 out of 4 to the Dodgers. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Mets. It's a team that's kind of been struggling down the stretch, and I kind of want to continue to fade them down the stretch. Because at the end of the day, if I had to go and say, hey, these are the wildcard teams in this order, Padres, Braves, Mets. That's what I think the wildcard's going to end up being. And I strongly believe that the Diamondbacks will be the team that falls out. And if you look at their future schedule, Colorado, 4 at Milwaukee, which Milwaukee will be still fighting for that 1 seed. Home against San Fran, which is never easy. And then home last weekend of the year against San Diego. That's going to be a big series to watch. I think Arizona's got, obviously the Mets still have the Phillies, the Braves, and the Brewers, so 3 playoff teams after this national series. But Diamondbacks have a very, very tough schedule too. So I see Arizona falling out.
I got the first five under 6 minus 120. First five under 6 minus 120.
Colorado to score first inning. I like it. Diamondbacks should hit today. Robert's a Diamondbacks fan, so he's on the Diamondbacks. Not 2 unders in a row. Goes over. Eugenio Suarez home run. Teams take a day to adjust to cores. Another under. Jock Pederson home run. D-backs to make playoffs. No. 4-1.
Yes, I like it.
I'm intrigued. Marte home run. Cash last night. I'm not going to talk you off of it. How about a 1-800 gambler game that I'm probably going to end up getting involved in, or I'm going to get involved in?
Yeah, what a matchup this is. I unfortunately lost with the under in this game yesterday. It was not particularly close. I think it went over in the third inning. Let's get into this one though. LA Angels, Chicago White Sox. The Angels are minus 145 favorites with a total of 8 in this game. Now the question is, do I go back to this under? Is the thing I was looking at here. Line opened up at a 170. It's now down to a 143. Line opened up at an 8.5 at minus 105. It's down to an 8 at minus 115. Move towards the under. Move towards the White Sox. Are the White Sox live in this game is another question. 18% of the tickets and 74% of the cash is on the White Sox. The lines move towards them. 28% of the tickets, 54% of the cash is on the under. And the lines move towards said under. Suggesting that we see a good pitching performance here from Davis Martin. Which Davis Martin's a pitcher that I've kind of backed a little bit as of late. 5.01 ERA, 1.33 whip, 8.49 strikeouts per nine, which is 22%, 2.31 walks per nine, a 3.24 BABIP, 4.11 FIP, and a 3.81 SIERA. On the flip side, Griffin Canning, 6.51 ERA, 1.45 whip, 7.81 strikeouts per nine, which is 20%, 3.9 walks per nine, a 289 BABIP, a 5.53 FIP, and a 4.61 SIERA. The bullpen edge goes towards the Angels. The hitting edge goes towards the Angels. 78 WRC plus, which is 29th, compared to 74, which is dead last. Neither of these teams are hitting particularly well. And damn it, I'm going to be on yet another under on this game. And it's going to be a full game under, I believe, because both these bullpens have been better as of late. Granted, they're not going to the Angels are not going to have Zuniga or Kihara, who threw 29 and 28. But other than that, Contreras had a day off yesterday. Strickland had a day off yesterday. Zephyr Hahn threw 9 pitches. Miller had a day off. Fulmer had a day off. Burke had a day off. They'll probably all be available to pitch there. And on the flip side, with those White Sox, Chad Kuhl threw 23 yesterday. Anderson threw 15. Ellard threw 11. Everybody else has had a day off and will be available. I wouldn't be surprised if Anderson's available as well. It's a full game under for me. These are two of the worst hitting teams in baseball. And yes, I got burned with an under yesterday. I'm going to challenge them to do that again today. And I'm going to play another under here. Under 8 for me. Unless I can get 8.5 at a reasonable number. Because I would like that hook. That hook does seem very appealing. So let me see if I can find a hook with this and go from there.
I have been doing this down the stretch a little bit. I've been fading the White Sox as long as their run line's been appropriate. And it's plus money today, so I took it. And then on Davis Martin is pitching for the White Sox. He's appeared in 9 games this year. The White Sox are 0-9 in those games, and they covered the run line 1 time. And that was on August 7th against Oakland. So this is a team that doesn't cover. Obviously, they don't win. But the red-hot White Sox have won 3 games in a row.
Holy crap. Is that the biggest win streak of the year? It's got to be.
It's got to be. Hold on. I will confirm this for
I think they beat the Guardians 3 times in a row earlier in the year.
They swept the Rays. Oh, sorry. They won 4 in a row. One against Tampa, Cleveland. So this is not their biggest winning streak of the year, but they're 1 game away from having their biggest winning streak of the year. But I don't think it happens. Give me the Angels on the run line. That's kind of where I worked with that one.
I moved on the under 8 minus 105. The under 8.5 was minus 130, and I didn't have an interest in doing
the
that.
Angels. I should have known. Yeah. Have the White Sox the best team in baseball? Have they even won 3 games in a row all year? Can they win 4? They've won 4 in a row, and they've won 3 in a row 3 times now. I'm going to wait and I bet the Angels money line. Just when everyone was starting to believe in Detmers, White Sox have been hitting well. Look at last night. Yep. Over 8. The White Sox first 5. No, thank you.
I would only look White Sox in this game, personally, if I'm betting aside.
How about this game?
Yeah. Remember, Tim, a couple weeks ago, we had a matchup between Spencer Schwellenbach and Simeon Woods Richardson, and it was the longest names in MLB history.
Yeah.
Is this the shortest?
Woo and Gil.
Luis Heel and Brandon Woo or Brian Woo.
Well, no, because Woo is W-O-O-O-O-O-O-O-O.
Fair enough. Line opened up with the Yankees is minus 105. And it's now minus 108. It did get up to a 117. So we've had a little bit of buyback here on the Mariners. Line opened up at a 7 at minus 110. It's now a 7 at minus 115. 5-cent line movement towards the over in this game here. With 79% tickets, 83% of cash on the over. 72% of tickets, 83% of cash on the Yankees. No surprise there. The lines move slightly towards them. Not anything crazy, though. Luis Heel and Brian Woo. Heel, I have projected for some negative regression, though. 2.57 ERA, 1.36 whip, 6.94 strikeouts per nine, which is 24%. 6.43 walks per nine, a 200 BABIP, a 5.03 FIP, and a 5.11 SIERA. On the flip side, Woo, 3.16 ERA, 0.77 whip, 7.47 strikeouts per nine, which is 22%. 0.86 walks per nine, a 171 BABIP, a 4.8 FIP, and a 3.80 SIERA. The bullpen edge going towards the Yankees. Hitting edge, though, goes towards the Mariners. Don't look now. They're hitting the baseball much better as of late. They're fourth in baseball at 127 WRC plus the last 30 days against righties. They're hitting righties pretty well. On the flip side, the Yankees 98 WRC plus, which is fourth. I think this is M's or nothing for me, and this is over or nothing for me. And I don't think I'm moving on either.
Mariners are approaching possibly getting that wild card spot too, because everybody's talking about the Tigers. Mariners are only a half game behind the Tigers.
They're flirting with it.
Although they're not flirting with the division. The division
No.
is 4 games in the division.
I mean, and they still got a matchup against them. That division ain't over yet.
Pretty much. But Seattle's been approaching. New York currently has the number 1 seed in the MLB. No, sorry, in the AL. The NL is way better than the AL. Hell, the 3 seed in the National League is tied with the Yankees. Brewers and Yankees are tied right now. Just going to throw that one out there. I don't want. I'm not going to go after anything in this game. I'll be rooting for the Mariners, but I want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, for my Astros future, I would love to see the Yankees just come in here and take care of business against the Mariners and make that a little bit more of a no sweat so I can get paid out sooner. But I see the Mariners winning this baseball game tonight.
Cool. Tough. Give me the Mariners. First 5 over 4.5 was plus 108 last night. Now it's minus 104. Mariners. Woo! It's more consistent than Gill, especially at home. Julio home run. Not going to talk about for that. Final game of the day, Nick.
Yeah. Currently tracking the... There we go. We have the San Diego Padres and the Houston Astros. Saw it a little bit last night. What was it, a 3-1 game? Felt like a playoff atmosphere. Felt like a World Series atmosphere. Let's get into it here. Line opened up 125 for the Padres. It's now minus 112. Line opened up at a 7.5 at plus money, and it's down to a 7 at minus 125. So, yeah, it moved towards the under, I guess. But really all it did was you take away the plus price tag. And it feels like a pseudo 7.5 because it's juiced heavily towards the over. 70% of tickets, 71% of cash on the over. 64% of tickets, 85% of cash on the Padres. Lines moving towards the Astros here in this game. We have Hunter Brown and Michael King. Brown has been awesome. If I'm starting my a wild card series with the Astros because they're probably not getting the bye. Game 1 is Framber Valdez. No questions asked. Here's your question. Does Hunter Brown start game 2 or Yusei Kikuchi? I would give it to Brown and then Kikuchi. Kikuchi's done nothing but win with them. We'll talk about him, I think, tomorrow. But on the flip side, Michael King has been awesome. 2.39 ERA, 1.41 whip, 10.25 strikeouts per nine, which is 25%. 4.44 walks per nine, a 310 BABIP, a 3.7 FIP, and a 4.16 SIERA. Bullpen edge, San Diego. Hitting edge, San Diego. 121 WRC plus, which is 5th. 108, which is 11th. Okay. For me, it's a no play for me. I lean Astros first 5 again. I got burned on that yesterday. But this is my World Series matchup, and I would be absolutely thrilled. Well, from my perspective, if this is the World Series matchup, I'm cashing a pennant future on both the Padres at 16-1 and the Astros, I believe, at 6-1.
I have nothing involved in either of these two teams. I prefer not to.
It's fair. But yeah, it would almost be like if the Avalanche played the Panthers in the Stanley Cup last year instead of the Oilers. I would have been able to get both, but yeah.
Fair enough. No, I took the Astros in this one. They did not take care of business yesterday, but I like Hunter Brown. He's a guy that's been very consistent. Although he got blown up his last time, 5 earned runs, 9 hits, and 5 innings against Oakland, but I think it's a good bounce back spot for him. Against San Diego with King. King has been fantastic. I'm not going to sugarcoat that one. He's been great. But I want to take a little bit of pick 'em price with the Houston Astros here, even up the series, and see where they go from there.
I like it.
In the Angels game. Oh, the first time over? Gotcha. I almost took the Astros late last night, and they almost had a comeback in the 8th with Padres pitching managed to do well. There you go.
That bullpen's awesome for San Diego.
That's why I made the argument. Somebody at my work asked me what I think the World Series matchup is going to be. I said pitching wins World Series, right? Fortunately, I gave out that. I said there's no more completed pitching staffs than San Diego and Houston.
Yeah, I love this matchup.
I told him I would love to see Baltimore and I would love to see Baltimore and Mets, but that's not going to happen. But I told him the best pitching matchup is that one. The most boring one that nobody wants to see is the Yankees and the Dodgers. But
I don't want to see that.
Over Brown was sketchy versus Angels. Can't believe how good Altuve is. Altuve is great.
He's been doing that for a while too.
Yeah. But that is everything for today. Once again, recap will be part of our CapperTek. All you gotta do is follow us over there, and I'll give you a week's worth of my free picks or with my picks, which are good fade material right now because God, do I suck. But go ahead, follow us over there. I have 8 followers. Oh, I lost one. Oh, whatever. But make sure you guys check that out. There's my CapperTek. There's Nick's CapperTek. And then thanks, gents. Best of luck. Best of luck to you too, Bailey. We'll be back again. I believe Nick will be solo show tomorrow because I'm driving back for work. So solo show for Nick tomorrow. But I'll see you guys back on Thursday. We'll see you guys later.